Yo, 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 what's the deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? It is your boy Boogie Black, and we are here with the family vibes.
What's up? How we doing?
All right, guest star here today. We have Vega on the show.
What's up? Thank y'all for having me.
Anytime, my brother. All right. If y'all haven't, once again, please go and look into the mixtape called The Sprinkle Family Video Volume 1, The Vibes of the Tribe on Mixcloud, on mymixtapes.com, and it's also on DJ Chase website. You can go check it out and look it up on Google, whatever you're going to do. All right. As well as me having the Family Vibes magazine, the Volume 1. We have Volume 2 coming out real soon, y'all, so please bear with me. And we also have the Sprinkle Family Merc that we have here. Sorry that I'm slurring a little bit. If you still interested, DM me. You know what I'm saying? I still have shirts available. All right, so we're gonna get into mental health and awareness today. All right, so before we get into that, please tell us where you're from and who are you?
So I go by Vega. I advocate for mental health. I'm based out of Queens, New York. Shout out Flushing. Shout out all my friends over there. Spoon, Scuba Steve, Dynamite. My boys out there, Day One's out there. And we just really out here pushing a positive narrative about speaking on how it's okay to not be okay. I consider myself a poetic personal trainer because the business is tailor-made fitness, and we connect the body and mind and performing through the body and mind, and that comes through all elements from speaking your piece to also knowing that you're moving to the best of your ability.
Okay. So how did this journey begin for you? Like, where did it start from?
So it came from the person that was my hero growing up, my older brother. He grew up from that generation of Bruce Lee, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He saw all his movies, and he was influenced by them to be physically fit. And he was like the bodybuilding type, so he grew up old school. And so because I thought that was cool, that was the ultimate of what it was to be the individual.
Of course, we all had those type of heroes to be individuals to look up to.
So my hero didn't come from TVs at first. It came from someone I knew, so that helped me believe that I could get to that potential too. So it started off wanting to be like him, but as I got older, it became more of a personal journey. I was naturally just introverted. And so where I felt like I was able to be who I wanted to be was in the gym. And I got my first membership at 14 over at the YMCA main branch in Flushing, Queens. And I went to one of their programs that had nothing to do with exercise, but I signed up for a membership because it was free in that department. And then I'd just be checking in and sneaking into the gym before I was even legally eligible, because they allow you in when you're 16, but I was there at 14. But I had enough respect and good conduct in there for the equipment that I was working with to go under the radar. And shout out to Maria. She was working there.
Shout out to Maria,
because she is a woman who was allowing me into these venues. And then there came a point where the YMCA cut off that program where I was in my junior year, and she's like, the program is over, and I know you're not a part of that program, but I'm still going to let you go because I'd rather see you in here than in the streets.
Yes. Shout out to that. Yep. Please, hand clap for that.
Yep. And so as I grew up, naturally introverted, focusing on myself, I got respect and recognition from people in my school that I would normally not talk with. I would look for guidance from me to help them with their exercise. And it became from wanting to be like my brother to wanting to doing it for me, and then having that admiration for the trust that people had in me with helping them with their journeys. So I have much respect for people who trusted me when I didn't even believe in myself to be teaching someone else, but they had that much faith in me. So big props to Ruman, to Maria, to my boy Spoon, and for just believing in me, and Sandra especially, because she was one of those people who got me into the field, because she's like, listen, I need to lose weight, I need to lose 25 pounds, and I told her, I'm not familiar with this, like I'm not comfortable teaching someone like with a certain goal, holding their hand by that, but if you trust me, I'm not gonna charge you. And then boom, she did it. She got it done. She lost that weight. She was cut up, had a ill leaned out midsection. And then once I helped her, she put me on to my first paying client. And then I'm like, yo, this is something real. This is something that I could really work with out of this. This is something that I could commit myself to.
So do you still see any, like, from me, Maria, do you still see her and all of other people?
She left quite a few years ago, and it was after my membership ended, because when I turned 18, I was no longer allowed through their free youth programs. So then, you know, we just didn't connect at that, but I hope she sees this. Maria, got much love for you for the support you gave me just by simply allowing me the space to be myself. She know I came in with good intention, and when you come in with good intention with anything, people will recognize that and they'll support it, because it was a routine for me. You know, I came in, when it was about my business, wasn't starting no trouble, and got in and got out.
So how was it in high school for you as far as the fitness and everything? Like, did you like gave all those necessary ideas to, like, not only students but like to, like, you know, teachers, you know, as well as the...
Well, at that point, not really, because like I said, at the point in high school, it was more so for myself. It was my therapy. It was my therapy for me to get into that department of, like, wanting to relax, because as a young man, you know, growing up, I grew up in a big family. You're not trusted with a lot of responsibilities, or, you know, you're not allowed, you're not considered an adult responsible, because obviously I'm young, for sure. But the gym was the very first place where I felt like I had a responsibility, where I was trusted with this risk of exercise. And that being said, because I was trying to learn it myself, I was at that stage where I wasn't willing to teach someone else, because I wouldn't give someone a service that I'm not comfortable in providing, because I don't feel like I'm adequate enough to do it. If someone's going to learn, I want them to learn it from the best. And if I felt like I'm not in that department, which I was not at the stage of high school, I wasn't overtly seeking to teach other students or other teachers. But they came to me, so it's one of those things of, like,
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, come at your own risk. But
Right.
if you trust me, then you're seeing something that I'm not in myself. And the same department came with writing as well. Growing up, especially in New York, I got exposed to a lot of hip-hop artists coming up.
Did you ever meet any hip-hop artists?
I had a chance. I was this close to meeting Cormega. Cormega, yeah. Yeah, because he had an album release party, because he released Realness 2, and he was doing a release party over by Queensbridge, but I already had prior commitments to one of the art events. I forgot what it was, but I was paying some bread for that. But yeah, I was like, I can't make it, because I found out after I already paid this money for this, and so he was doing it in Queensbridge. And so, like, I wanted to see Cormega for sure, because the Realness 1, that shit is tight, yo.
I heard the real one.
Yo, for real, my favorite one, it was a diss track, Thun and Kiko. I know he moved on from that. He did it with Prodigy, but yo, that beat itself is just stupid fire, yo. Much respect to Cormega out there. But yeah, so it came from influences like Nas, Cormega, Cannabis.
All the Queens native.
Yeah. No. Cannabis is South Bronx, I believe. You might be thinking about Coogee Rap. Coogee Rap is from Corona.
I could have sworn Cannabis was from the Queens, but yeah, probably so.
And so so listening to music like that, Mobb Deep, the first song that ever captivated me was Quiet Storm. And so listening to artists like that with narratives, with metaphors, they told stories very beautifully. And on top of that, reading on my own accord with books that I had access to, like Shel Silverstein and, you know, Dr. Seuss, and, you know, things in that department really helped give me a diverse range of literature to work on, whether it was hearing it through the ear or reading it through the words. And I was writing with school. You know how they give you that poem in your pocket month in English classes, and, you know, they have you, all right, write some poems about this, write some poems about that. And I was just doing it, being real creative with it, because in all of the departments of school, I felt like English had the least amount of boundaries with the English class. Like, you know, there was no right and wrong so long as you can interpret what you want to say, what is the message. And that gave me a lot of confidence to you know, go to the fullest with my detail or creativity. And then one of my teachers, shout out Jamie Brown, from Flushing High School, that she gave me recognition to say that I had excellence in writing, and she saw that I participated a lot. And so because of her, she saw potential in me that I didn't see in myself. And that was my first introduction into seeing myself as a writer, because a teacher saw potential in me more than I saw in myself. And with exercise, it's the same idea. My friends and peers saw potential in me more than I saw in myself. So learning that as time goes on, I really push towards the emphasis on positivity, encouragement. You know, you see we are the generation of today, but we also got to do that for our peers who are also in the same battle to, you know, get a message across, and the generation of tomorrow. Youngest of 8. I got no kids, thank God. I got tons of nieces and nephews, and I want them to see that, you know, that it is possible to make something of yourself. You know, from what they see, they assume I'm already on the other side, but we all know what it is, that we always just putting our best foot forward each and every day, pushing, meeting, networking, and I want them to have that resource to talk to, you know, to have that shoulder to lean on for things that they might not be so confident about in themselves in that journey of self-discovery.
True indeed. So, how old is your nieces and nephews, if you don't mind me asking?
No, yeah, you're good. So my sister who I live with in Queens, they have kids. They are a 9-year-old girl and a 7-year-old boy. I also got grand nieces and nephews. Yeah, because like I said, I'm the youngest of 8. My oldest has a son who's like 32, 33 now, and he has a kid. So I got grandnieces who are like 4. Yeah, big family, yo. We like we love like bunnies.
Whoa, so your nephew,
yeah,
is older than you.
Correct.
Holy.
And that's common in Latin culture.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I wish I had a family like that.
Nah, yeah, they got good times and they got bad times out there. You know, growing up, everyone is coming into their own, conflicting and stuff like that.
Just
and
to have an older nephew than me, that's I want something like that. I always thought about, like, what if I had like a older niece or older nephew older than me? How would that look? Yeah, and I always wanted like an older sibling than myself to really carry on to see what it would be like. So
yeah, and it's funny because they fuck around with me, because as much as they are older than me and, you know, helped raise me in a sense, and, you know, in a smaller or larger form, they call me uncle just to fuck around. You know, they'll call me by my first name, because I'm not heavy on that. I'm not heavy on like, oh, you have to call me uncle, whether it's they're older, they're my age, or they're significantly younger. I don't push that. I am your authority figure. I'd rather them see me as like as someone more relatable that they can see eye to eye with, to help give them perspective, instead of pushing on that emphasis of like, oh, like you have to, like respect me because you want to, not because like I'm forcing you to. And that's just, you know, keeping it real with family. You know, if they forget sometimes, and I'm not reminding them.
See, and that more reality. See, that more reality, it be like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what be going on as far as that, and I just tried to work things out, you know, with family. But, you know, the family situation I got going on is kind of difficult. So I just try to work things. I just try to, you know, go about it the way I can. Yeah. But, you know, what can we do as family?
For sure, yeah. Like I said, when you're dealing with family, you can't pick your family, but you got to make the best of what the situation is and make sure that you're communicating to the best of your ability. And it's not always going to be great times with family, and that just comes naturally. And the most we can do is try to just be as reasonable as we can, communicate as best we can, not compromise our values in a sense, but just communicate it through, because that's something that comes through the years of trial and error, and, you know, knowing that if they're there for you, to what extent, and if they're there for you, how are they there for you, and to what extent as it is, and show gratitude for that, because not everyone is blessed with a strong supportive family, and some families are like butting heads at all times, and some people don't even know their family, period. So like, you know, to whatever magnitude someone was able to make a contribution to you, whether it was financially, whether it was babysitting, whether it was just spending time with you, like that's what it's about. Because like the brother that I said that I looked up to, he wasn't compensating me with any money or anything like that. He wasn't giving me these huge suggestions and ideas, but he was the one that always treated me like an equal, like taking me. He was a fun story. I was this close to seeing the very first scary movie with the Wayne brothers in theaters. This close.
Wow.
We showed up late and the tickets were all sold out. And we were struggling in the cold because they came out like around like November, like September, November time there, and it was cold outside, and we was walking on foot, and we didn't make it to the movie theaters. But I'll tell you what, that memory of just walking with him was one of my favorite memories.
The first movie, a scary movie?
The first one, yo.
Yeah. How old are you?
28.
Okay, yeah. Just around that, yeah. Yeah. You think you know you had to be like 7 or 8.
Yeah. I was real small. I wasn't supposed to be there, but he had me doing shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing. Period, yo. Like he put me on sleds with pit bulls, pulling me out down and shit.
Oh, wow.
He had me on BMX
That's fun.
pegs.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, he had me on BMX pegs back when that was the shit. Remember the BMX era with the pegs in the back?
Yeah.
Yup, yo, it was good times, yo. He had his nunchucks with him. He had ninja stars he was throwing out, trying to be like Bruce Lee and shit, thinking he a ninja. But yeah, yo, like it's like small memories like that bring that value to family, and that's what it's all about, you know. You got other family too where you might be butting heads, not seeing eye to eye with stuff, but they at the end of the day when when you need them, they're there for you, whether they can help you out to the fullest or not. But it's always good to have the element of family values.
Well, I can't speak about mine, but I love mines. I'll tell you that. I love mines. You know what I mean? They just have their own perspective on things. But it's not like they don't be around for, certain situations that's going on. I'm going to give you an instance. My podcast, my sister and my brother did the podcast show with me. My sister did it a couple of times. My brother did it one time. You know what I mean? Cool. But, even though they got stuff going on, like my sister, she has a lot going on mentally with her. So it's like I can't ask her to do that, as far as, the podcast, as far as what I got going on. But my brother, I could ask him, but he works on Saturdays. So it makes it difficult to be like, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? Who going to help me do this and do that? My younger sister, she has a child. So she got to be there to make sure, her 1.5-year-old child is safe and secure. My other sister down south, helping out my mother. So it's like, I can understand about the family situation, but at the end of the day, sometimes you got to let family be too.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Let family work things out the way they work it out, and then everything will come to light once everybody sees, what one person can actually bring to the table and actually, make certain things happen.
Yeah, because there's a difference. Because there's a difference in the situations where something unexpected happens outside of their control, and then there's other situations where they're not learning from, or trying to grow from it, and you got to really assess that, and then let someone learn the hard way, because it's either they learn the easy way or they learn the hard way, and some people are just so accustomed to learning the hard way that they don't prepare, in ahead of time. So everyone learns at their own pace, with their own ways, shapes, and forms, and, to each their own. But so long as, they work on moving forward and growing from it, that's the bottom line. Give everyone their own time.
Well, hopefully that's everybody can see that time. You know what I mean? But, it takes a conscious person to be awakened to see that type of time. You know what I mean? So not everybody's on that conscious level. Let me just say that. So it could be anybody, you, your family, people you surround yourself with. It could be anybody that you might be on that conscious level of your awareness of what's going on, but others won't. They'll just be aware of what's going on surrounding them, not looking at the whole picture of everything. So, and that's also something to be mindful about too. Let's talk about the lifestyle, the music. I mean, I know you spoke about doing. I mean, I don't know if you spoke about doing music to me off the camera. So, speak less. I want to hear about more of that. Like,
No, yeah, for sure. Working as an artist is definitely hard work because there's so many more days where we're not prospering from our work than we are where we're prospering from it. And I know I'm very aware that I'm in that stage as an artist solely in on itself, that I'm not too far along with where I could be. And with the making music and stuff, that's just more of a personal challenge for me, in a positive sense, not a challenge like things are going up against me, but with art, no, in a personal sense comes growth. Whatever you're doing that starts off as a hobby, it grows into like a career or whatever it is you want it to be. As I said, with writing was my first hobby because I did it just for the fun, and then I took it a little more serious when I started writing. Poetry for me was the outlet that allowed me to have a therapy session with myself. Poetry was that outlet that allowed me to reflect and have a conversation with myself in confidence because it allowed me to see things from a different perspective when I wasn't feeling the same way. So it's like, hey, listen, that what you said seems pretty rational, or that seems like it doesn't make any sense. But what matters is that it was documented in words. So then that way it allows me to grow. So that grew from writing just poems into self-publishing a book. I got my book, My Pessimistic Self, available on Amazon. And it's just short poems speaking on depression because that's something that I feel like was important to speak on. And that was just like a whole, like over a year dedicated to just having that exercising my ability to grow normal writing into a format of a book. And then because I had just such strong admiration for music in on itself and respect towards it, because as a kid, I looked at every single music period as singing straight up. When you have that kid mentality, you don't have that person to like tell you, assess things for you. Like I'm thinking like everyone is like lives in this separate world, that they live in a different that they make their music like gatekeepers and stuff. Like, and I know it's somewhat in a sense gatekeeping now, but in a different sense, like in the kid mentality, they're from a different world. They're like kings and queens of the world, and that it's not available to us. But as time went on and I learned and I grew, I wanted to challenge myself to want to do something in that department. So it went from writing to poetry to books, and then getting incorporating with music. And there's a lot of components that come to it that you don't see as in writing, like breath control, like staying with the rhythm, like people who produce beats, sound engineers and things like that. Like, so that's all big components, essential components that comes to making music. So it was just more so of a sense of challenging myself to be a more well-rounded writer and artist, because I wanted to improve as an artist, period. And that was a department that I could see myself going into, because I do it for the passion, for the love, for the respect for it. It's not in the sense of to be like, oh, hey, I got a concert coming up, come check me out, da-da-da. It's not. It's more so for me. I do it for the love.
Okay, copy that. Well, if anything, like, how would you put that, and then doing the mental health and awareness and the fitness together?
Oh no, yeah, definitely. So because a majority of the writing that I do now is spoken word pieces, that's where I emphasize it the most. It's in the name of mental health. It's advocacy for it, because I want to preach that it's okay to not be okay, that it's okay to talk about those struggles that you had or are having, because if you want to be moving forward from it, you have to accept it. And once you accept it, you are able to move forward from it, because that gives you the direction, because you know how far back to some extent you are from improving. And so that goes into the writing in on itself, because when you are alone with, you need to learn how to be alone with your own thoughts. And I say it straight up like that. You need to learn how to be alone with your own thoughts, because with that comes a lot of reflection, comes a lot of assessing. It comes with a lot of fine-tuning of knowing who you are as the individual, to have that confidence and sense of identity. Because we live in this in this country where, you know, there's so much marketing and advertisement and businesses giving you narratives and perspective of what is okay, what is not okay, what should be the expectations, that it really starts to dilute the qualities of the individual that makes them who they are. So with all these distractions, especially in this generation where we're just so focused on social media and, you know, marketing, and everyone's having their 9-to-5s and responsibilities, that they're just so exposed to all these external variables telling us what to think, instead of us being alone with our own thoughts and practicing how to think. And so because the mind is the foundation for everything, it reflects into the world of exercise, because learning who you are lets you know what your strengths and your own weaknesses are, in a mental and in a physical aspect of it as well. And one thing that I emphasize a lot with my fitness, because I want to take the stigma that they have behind this world of fitness, because especially since social media blew up, it became this big hyper glamorized fucking world of, oh, you have to be fit, and fit is only lean bodybuilding, marathon running with your shirt off, booty out, shaking. Yo, that shit is annoying. I say it straight up, like, that shit irks me, bro. Like, it just so diluted with so many people like looking for vanity, that it lost a lot of its quality in the education behind it. Yeah. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring some class back into the world of health and the body by reinforcing the idea of movement in on itself. Because I'm not trying to tell someone, hey, you should drop 30-50 pounds because it's unhealthy for your heart and cholesterol, which is all true, but that's something that's like, it's given information, like, look both ways before you cross the street. Who doesn't know that? Right. You know, who wouldn't know that? Exactly. Like, so that's common sense. Exactly. It's common sense. So it's up to you, the individual, to move on forward from there. But my narrative is more so of get familiar with your body language. And I'm not talking about like a defensive stance like this, or like, you know, like being too close to someone or eye contact. I'm talking about like literally like reading what your body is telling you with your muscular system, with your nervous system, because our temple is the most important thing we have. Our body is our temple, and how we take care of it reflects a lot about how responsible we are and how much we are in tune with our bodies. So what's going to separate us from the rest in the later years is going to be how well we take care of our bodies. So many people are stuck on their phones, on their computers, on their screens, that kids aren't going outside anymore, getting lost in the woods, or playing hide and go seek outdoors, or like, you know, riding on bikes and, you know, meeting new people and socializing as much as they should. And that's taxing on them, especially with the way that food is process nowadays. Is just double-edged sword in both directions towards the worsening of the individual. And these people who are going to be growing up with lower back pain, sciatica, knee pain, you know, super rounded cervical spine, that's going to come from their lack of awareness of their body and not treating it the way that it should be treated. So knowing your mind and knowing how it functions and how you can work on the weak points as far as your thought process goes. And the same goes with the body. When you're a lot of stretching is something that is super underrated and underappreciated in the world. But in my perspective, I like to use a lot of analogies, is that with stretches, it is the best way to screen your body's movement to see what is working as it should and what is not working as it should. Like if you're feeling any stiffness, pain, any shock during certain movements, like you're aware of it during a stretch. You know, you don't want to find that out when you're playing basketball and then you fucking pull a muscle and shit like that. Like if you're not stretching and preparing it, like you're gonna get it at its worst.
You're gonna toy, you're gonna tear it.
Yeah. And with the stretching itself comes massages too, because this is the narrative that I use with the body. The body is like a credit card. Straight up. Every day we're taxing it. Every day we're taxing it, whether we're sitting, whether we're eating, whether we're reading books, whether we're walking, whether we're holding babies, whatever it is, we're using our body. And the way that you pay off all that debt is with stretches and massages. Because if you're not doing that, it's just going to accumulate. it's going to accumulate into getting worse and worse pain to the point where if you're sitting for too long, you got lower back pain, and then that turns into sciatica. Or, you know, you're looking at your phone or you're reading books for too long or working on your desktop with a hunch over like this, that turns into like a curved cervical spine and you got bad posture. You know, matters like that it happens on its own, and that's the unfortunate thing, that it's like a frog it's like boiling a frog. They're not going to notice that their environment is fucking them up through just natural causes, and of course the boiling a frog is not a natural cause, but you get the reference. You get what I mean? Your environment is fucking you up and you're unaware of it. And so being familiar with what exercises are, and I'm talking about like not just regular like push-ups, pull-ups, because those have functional purposes to them, squats, things like that, but also the smaller, finer muscles, the secondary muscles, the stabilizer muscles that help hold it all together is the foundation that brings it all together. Like, look at athletes. When athletes are performing, professional athletes are performing, their coaches, and when they run through drills and things like that, and formations and things like that, they also have that department where they're working on conditioning, because conditioning is the brother of prehab, because there's prehab and there's rehab. Prehab prepares all of those stabilizer secondary muscles to do what they're supposed to do. Stay in the game for 4 quarters and, you know, be about it. Always have your jump shot ready. But then rehab is when it's too late. Like, you pull the muscle, you fuck something up, your joints is out of whack and shit, and now you got to deal with the sensitive issues. So you could have went about it the right way prior with prehab and taking care of your those other muscles that don't look so fine, nice, and glamorous, because everyone loves shoulders, biceps, chest. Those are like the first workouts that everybody wants to learn. Yes, I want to get big pecs. I want to get big abs. No, I want to get lean abs and that. But people don't respect the forearms. People don't respect the lower back. People don't respect the calves. People don't respect those are secondary muscles. You have finer muscles that are the ones that are gonna like blow out if something goes wrong, especially around the ankle area. And like, you know, you got to respect those as well. So in that way, it's you take care of the foundation, because that's where the foundation is.
Foundation. Mm-hmm. So basically, how would you view the point about us being healthy and then looking at the food that we eat nowadays? You know, because the bioengineered stuff that's been going on, I don't think nobody realized that.
Yeah, man, that's a big player in the game, because one thing that I speak to a lot of my clients who look for weight loss is that diet is 80% of it. 80% of it. You can literally get your goal of dropping all this weight that you want to drop without ever breaking a sweat, so long as your diet is perfect. And I mean, it has to be perfect, because it's like a glass house where, like, if you mess something up, if you have a bad weekend, if you're one of those people that are like, oh, it's my birthday month, it's okay, an excuse. Like, your body don't care. Your body's not gonna hold you down. And it's like, oh, you know what, you worked hard, you broke a sweat that 1 week, so I got you, we're gonna hold it right here. No, it has to be rented out every day. And with the nutrition, you can accomplish that. Like, yeah, there are gonna be some adverse effects that you don't expect, because like when you go to the gym to lose weight, you replace some of the fat with muscle, and it looks a lot nicer. But if you're dropping all that weight and you're not working out for the sake of muscle, you're gonna have a little more excess skin depending on how much weight you're dropping. And so that's like one of the side effects of it. And with what we have at our disposal is good and bad, because we have a lot access to more variations of food than we had before, like cakes and ice creams and things like that. And it's just so diluted with sugar. There's a reason why type 2 diabetes is called type 2 diabetes. It used to be called adult onset diabetes. There used to be diabetes, which is when your body naturally cannot take in the sugars, and then you had adult onset diabetes. But there was just so much sugar in the foods that we eat.
What was the difference?
That they changed the name to type 2. Well, the difference is, as far as I can recall, I'm not sure how much of a factor this played, but it was a significant one, was because of population growth, because post-World War II and resources, people needed access to an abundance of food, but we didn't have that space or that material or that pace of food that we were able to provide for the population in on itself. So they started cutting product. They were cutting it with sugar. Straight up. They put in sugar because it did two things. It allowed you to have more quantity, and on top of that, sugar is as addictive as a drug. They did studies on it. I forgot what university did it, but there was a university that did a study claiming that they did studies on lab rats where they had them, were testing them on their addiction, and they did a control and an experimental group. One was with sugar, and one was with cocaine. And the rats were 10 times more addicted to the sugar
than cocaine.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. That being said, it just goes to show the value for the businesses, these for-profit businesses, to put sugar in their product. And they don't call it sugar. They don't call it, they call it like dextrose, maltose, high fructose. They give it all these different names that seem like they're supposed to be in these ingredients, and they're just not. That's why they don't call it adult onset diabetes anymore, because you're supposed to take in that amount of sugar over a lifetime, and then maybe you get it. But there's so much foods that claim that they're natural or claim no sugars, but people are not reading the labels and then taking in the sugar, and then they're getting it as kids. And so it's no longer on adult onset diabetes. It's type 2.
So, I mean, I guess they have another name for it just to make it sound good, or...
Not to make it sound good, but because it wasn't no longer just adults getting it. Because it used to be just adults, because it was a lifetime of sugar that they accumulated. And now kids are getting them, so you can't call it adult onset if it's kids getting it too.
Sure, it would make sense.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go anywhere, we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break for a second. We're going to get into more about the lifestyles and what can you do to actually make sure you won't it won't affect you in the long run, and how can you create a better mindset by the things you eat and by staying awake mentally and staying healthy. We'll be right back after these messages.
For sure.
Also, I've if y'all have not checked out the last show with me and myself, and with True Luxury, please go and check it out. It'll be on S.STREET Media, and it was live last week. So if you haven't, please go check it out. Yeah, we'll be right back.
It seems so bad when I'm not around. It's like we took a swim and accidentally drowned. I'm here to make you smile, not watch you frown. We can go places just to see the town. I can see in your eyes that you're really tired. Baby, get some rest before your mind flies. I'm getting impatient, let's make it right. It's either now or never. For a time expired, I'm missing your eyes and your sexy lips. The way you're feeling on your booty and your thick hips. I can tell you miss me by the way we kiss, but that's in the past now, like it's in the mist. Just pick up the phone, don't be ignorant. Just talk to me nice and be considerate. Take heed to my heart, don't let it go to waste. Let's share equal love, let me reiterate. I'm here for you, baby. Let me be there for you, baby. Let's have equal love. Let's share equal love. Cause I'ma hold it down for you in and out. Love disappeared on me, but now it's found. Let's have equal love. Let's share equal love. When I look into your eyes, they bloom like you. Can't play myself close, gotta be mindful. I wanna be your friend, never to be lied to. When I call butterflies, they remind me of you. It's harder nowadays to tell who likes you. My heart is frozen, it'll warm soon. Love is coming from you, cause I think about you. You stirring up love, you my little boo. I've been up all night, cause I'm going through it. I've been aggravated, cause I'm having these misfits. We didn't have a bad force, but what a trip. You've always been my soulmate, I won't forget. I'd begged you over for the love I miss. You didn't have boyfriends, but they ain't like this. I was mad at first, but I thought it great that we found equal love, that I do bet. I'm here for you, baby. Let me be there for you, baby. Let's have equal love. Let's share equal love. Cause I'ma hold it down for you in and out. Love disappeared on me, but now it's found. Let's have equal love. Let's share equal love. I'm here for you, baby. Let me be there for you, baby. Let's have equal love. Let's share equal love. Cause I'ma hold it down for you in and out. Love disappeared on me, but now it's found. Let's have equal love. Let's share equal love. for you, baby. Let me be there for you, baby. Let's have equal love. Let's share equal love. Cause I'ma hold it down for you in and out. Love disappeared on me, but now it's found. Let's have equal love. Let's share equal love. Here for you, baby. Let me be there for you, baby. Let's have equal love. Let's share equal love. Cause I'ma hold it down for you in and out. Love disappeared on me, but now it's found. Let's have equal love. Let's share equal love.
Pepsi about to go hard.
Hold up for a second, I'll be right there. I told you I was coming, I was quite clear. Caught me in a drift when I'm doing my thing. Let me put this dick in you to make you sing. Gotta ease back, let me get some room space. Not all the time I wanna be in your face. At least a day or two, we gon' need a break before it comes too close for a whole earthquake. Let's chill for a second before we make a mistake. Either replace it or get misplaced. Sound like I never should've dealt with this in the first place. Got a man up, hold it there for whatever it takes. Baby, wait a minute, let me get this straight. Tryna leave me for a nigga who about his cake. Looking in the mirror and you see my face. Gotta stay awake. So do you love me like the way I'm in love with you? And do you want me like the way I want you? Coming from nothing, babe, I need something. Even if your time doesn't mean nothing. We've been through a lot, so now it's time to settle down. It's deeper than love this time around. Can't stand it, but I love the way you act. You're crazy for me, girl, I live with that. Big waist, pretty face, I can live with that. The type of woman that's a go-getter, make it happen. All the niggas tell they homies that I gotta have it. Never the type that want something niggas used to have. If I want something special, I don't really need the brag. Put my trophy on a chop shop, hanging like a plaque. Rather leave me for a nigga who about his cake. I respect the game, you can see it in my face. Looking in the mirror, I'm seeing your pain. Your feeling of happiness is making me drain. Do you love me like the way I'm in love with you? And do you want me like the way I want you? Coming from nothing, babe, I need something. Even if your time doesn't mean nothing. We've been through a lot, so now it's time to settle down. It's deeper than love this time around. Rubbing chit-chits, fights, and angry love. Can we just settle this once for all? Don't mean to be pretentious, too subdued to you. Cause you all I need, and that's the truth. Lonely girl, pretty sweet thing. Your beauty and mindset is what I sustain. Now you acting like you never ever met me. Gotta make it up to you by any means. Baby, wait a minute, let me get this straight. Tryna leave me for a nigga who about his cake. Looking in the mirror and you see my face. Gotta stay awake. So do you love me like the way I'm in love with you? And do you want me like the way I want you? Coming from nothing, babe, I need something. Even if your time doesn't mean nothing. We've been through a lot, so now it's time to settle down. It's deeper than love this time around.
All right. Before we get up out of here, we gonna get into certain things before we talk about what he gonna do, what his plans next, and what he's gonna do. So Vega, I wanted to go back to the situation as far as the mental health and awareness and love.
Mm-hmm.
How would that like intercede with everything going on as far as trying to find it versus trying to be in it?
Whew, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question.
Right.
So a lot of the love starts from yourself. You got to learn to love yourself. No one is perfect. No one is perfect except the man upstairs. And that being said, we are created in his image, and we are just remnants of pieces of him and influenced by this world that we live in, as I said, giving us all these perspective and narratives of things to focus on. And we got to really solidify that in ourselves, that we are only human and that at best, and we have to always do reflection on seeing what we're good at and what we're not good at, so that way we can have that clarity of what's working, what's not working, and what can be improved on, because growth is going to come always from self-improvement, and you have to learn to love yourself in your journey of accepting who you are and also continuing to grow, because you never stop learning. And with that being said, you know, the more you learn who you are, the more you learn how well you can complement someone else's life and being in that partnership of a relationship. So you have to love yourself before you jump into a relationship, because I feel like now, in these days, there are people who jump into relationships who don't know themselves and try to seek that validation, that reassurance, that, you know, from other people, and it's just not the way it is. Like, I should not be responsible for your entertainment, for your happiness, for your sadness. Like, I feel like each relationship should be a journey of, you know, personal adventures and prosperity, and then celebrating those together, as opposed to having this dependency, whether it's financial or emotional dependency on another. Like, you know, you should be putting each other up every day instead of just depending on one another.
Okay, so before we end this, do you have anything to say as far as the word of like what should you do or what you should not do, what to stay away from, and how to carry on life at its expense?
I definitely say value those who you have around you, because you never know who's going to be there, who's not going to be there tomorrow. That is the most important piece about all of this. You know, everyone is losing people left and right. I've come through losing family 3 times in 2 years, and that was something that I was unknowingly prepared for, because of the simple fact that I had my mental health outlets, which started off as hobbies. You might not know what you like, but you won't know what it is until you go out there and try it. Try new things. Try to take on a new task. Challenge yourself in these different ways, shapes, and forms, because that will eventually grow into something that you want to enjoy doing, that you're going to love to do, that you're going to do it passionately, and it's never going to feel like a responsibility. And having writing and exercise at my disposal was there for me when I needed it most in losing my family members. So that being said, it was all the journey of self-discovery, of learning about myself, and it prepared me for the worst times, because had I not put myself in the situation of trusting in myself, I would not know where I would go had I been exposed to what I've been exposed to with family, and not having that place to go. Because it wasn't a therapist, it wasn't a friend, it wasn't another family member, because family was there, but you're going to be alone 9 times out of 10, and you have to learn how to be there. And you got to learn what you're good at and what you're not, and love yourself through that to better prepare you for all the goals and ambitions you want to be having in life. So appreciate those you have, because it's not all, you know, as much as the financial pursuit of it is important, you know, at the end of the day, money cannot buy family, ever.
Right. Okay, so there's any shout outs you would like to give out to anyone?
I already gave a shout out to my boy Spoon, Dynamite, Scuba Steve. Big shout out to Tag Up Music Studios over in the Bronx. They're showing nothing but love each and every time I go out there, doing big and better things for the community. To all my family out there who might be watching from Jersey, North Carolina, Florida, to my sisters, to my brothers, I love you guys, and that's pretty much it, yo. I got my day ones and all the support system that I feel needed, and definitely most thank you to you, Boogie, for having me in here, and Mathematics as well for being a good host and allowing us in this space, and for sure to S.STREET Media for just giving me that space to speak.
Yes, sir. So if you ain't heard it nowhere else, you will hear it here on the Family Vibes. I am Boogie Black. This is Vega right here, and we are out of here. Once again, please check out the Sprinkle Family Radio Mixtape Volume 1. It's already in stores and already streaming online on Mixcloud, My Mixtapes, and DJ Chase radio station. And also, Volume 2, starring True Luxury, will be out next month. So please tune into that. And all, you will have artists such as myself, True Luxury on it. Possibly might be Vega on it.
Definitely.
You know? So yes, we will be lit. Please also, the Family Vibes magazine part 2 issue will be coming out soon, so please check into that. And we still have the merch here, the t-shirts. We have all size. If anybody is still interested, we still have these size t-shirts as a Sprinkle Family Music Group. Yeah, so we're gonna get up out of here, and once again, please have a good and safe night, and chase the vibes. Don't only chase the dream.
Mind if I plug?
Huh?
Mind if I plug myself where they can find me at?
Oh yeah, my fault. Please.
Nah, it's all good. Once again, my name is Vega, here for Tailor Made Fitness. You can follow me on Instagram at Vegaology, Vegaology. If you have any New Year's resolutions, you want to be needing some assistance, or you want to do some artistic collabs as a spoken word artist, I'm 200% down for that. If you want to check out a lot more about my credentials and my clients' reviews and my portfolio as a trainer itself, you can visit my website at tailormadesession.com. TaylorMadesession. And as well as my book on short poems on depression, My Pessimistic Self, available on Amazon. Or you can also hit me up if you see me at any events in New York City, because we outside in the whole Northeast.
Yes, sir. We are outside in the whole Northeast. Please go check into TaylorMadeSessions.com by your boy Vega here. I'm really getting a little bit tired. Sorry for slurring, but yeah, we are out of here. And please, like I said, don't only chase the dream, chase the vibes. Peace.
Thank you.
Anytime.